Okay, welcome guys. It's Demise here, and today we're going to be doing our victory lap, I guess. Kobold Assassin. Uh, yeah, so that's about it, really. I'll quickly talk about Salt City in general, but I will be... Sail City? What? What? There you go. Salt City, we've been doing okay. We got about 26 wins now. Mummy Summoner's been the last one. Um, Uh, Look, honestly, I think that I might do a video actually at the end of the run altogether to just kind of sum up Salt City. Just kind of finish it up because after I finish the Greaterplayer run, I'm not going to play with Salt City ever again. That will be an eternal testament to the channel. Um, that's just one run that's been crystallized. But after that, I have some plans, but they're not really like super advanced, I guess. I couldn't make a video yesterday. I apologize. It's Tuesday. I uploaded on Sunday because I had time, and then on Monday I had a lot of work to do, and then I had an event, and then there's a lot of stuff going on in my life right now, and I'm just struggling with it. So uh, there will be some stutters in uploading. It's not. Last year was good. The last semester, I guess, was good. I prioritized the channel over a lot of things, and I think that has affected my life quite poorly, I guess. So I have to kind of take a step back. But like I said, I'm done. You don't need to be sad all the time. It's fine. Um, but I will be doing some more interesting stuff. I'll be experimenting a little bit more. I'll be doing some more, crazy stuff within crawl. I mean, not as in like, moving out playing other games. I mean, playing within crawl because I think that the medium hasn't really been explored that much within crawl. It's really been mostly just the average, play a series and then play the series and then play the series and then play the series and play the series and play the series until you've done it 26, 27 times in a row. And then, that's about it, really. And that's been the basis of the channel. But hopefully we can do a little bit more stuff within the medium, but I'll have to experiment, have to think about it. There'll be ideas. I've got a couple of rudimentary ones, but I haven't really fleshed anything out yet. So, without that, let's talk about Kobold Assassin for a second here. So, Kobold, we got ourselves some pretty basic stuff in Kobold, honestly. Pretty straightforward, lowish health, but fairly good aptitudes in dodging, stealth, tend to be good at armor, tend to be good at dodge build, quote unquote. Doesn't really matter if you go heavy armor, it's fine as well. Pretty good at being a short blades user with a +3. Fighting's at a casual +1, very nice. Long blades not too bad at -2, but could be done better. Mage stuff tends to be pretty decent. Kobold, zeros in all stuff other than charms. Very straightforward, very easy race in terms of just picking a playstyle to play. It's not too crazy. Assassin, on the other hand, is a bit of a misnomer. I've talked about this in the Stabber video, but they don't really. One of the biggest misconceptions in this game about the Assassin class is that they start as a stabbing class. In reality, they're just a melee class that happens to look like a stabber. But they don't really do that. They're basically a melee style with a blowgun. Assassin has been nerfed in previous patches, so previously blowguns used to be very powerful, making Assassin an incredibly strong start. Now they've been kind of scaled back a little bit. They're a lot weaker when you don't have throwing, almost to the point where they don't function at all unless you have throwing. So they are a significantly weaker than they used to be. But it's Assassin. It's still a decent start. You got some pretty good items. +2 dagger is very nice for the early game. Cloak is a free point of AC. As an extra, I guess, extra piece of armor, you get 1 AC that isn't going to be affected by you changing armors. So it's +1 AC pretty much permanently. The blowgun, you start with 2 career needles and 8 poison needles. Poison needles, you just shoot them and they do the career stuff. They do the regular poison stuff. Like I said, they do miss a lot now and they take a long time to shoot. Career needles used to be the bread and butter of this whole background because you could just hit someone, it slows them and poisons them and asphyxiates them, which means they can't do certain things like cast spells, I guess. I don't know. I actually don't know what asphyxiation does nowadays. But you basically just use it for the poison and the slow. I know that breath will stop you from breathing, like using a breath weapon, but I don't know if it actually stops spellcasting. Probably doesn't, actually. Never mind. But it is pretty good. it does a lot of asphyxiation damage. It's very effective. Ooh, it's twice as likely to be destroyed on impact as other needles. Jesus Christ. That's scary. Okay. Well, we'll start. So, classic character, very across the board stats. But there are some hints as to how to play this kind of character on the aptitudes itself. You kind of have an idea of what this guy wants to be. Kind of a stealthy stabber style. Maybe a bit of magic in there. You know, you could play a full mage. It's perfectly viable. I just didn't because, you know, Kobold Assassin is the last thing on this victory run. Stealth is at +4, it's very high, it's very cheap. I probably will pick up a couple of points in that. So I'll probably go Short Blade, for example, to get our weapon to min delay, get stealth up, you know, just because it's there. Let's get some fighting as well. +1 fighting is very good attitude. So we're putting a lot of points into our positive attitudes. We're getting some pretty good early game skill. I'm not sure if I should get throwing. I actually might consider chucking a point or two in throwing. I'll do that for now. We'll experiment. We'll see if it works. Alright, cockroach. So there's nothing. We can't really see stuff here. I don't want to throw my blowgun because throw stuff at my blowgun because I don't want to accidentally mulch stuff. But at the same time, I kind of don't want to move towards it. But whatever, it's fine. Also, a nice thing about kobolds is they have carnivorousness, so they can. Well, let's clear these macros real quick. They can eat until they're engorged. They're basically like troll, but they are small, so they can't wield certain weapons. A lot of two-handers for normal races cannot be wielded by by kobolds, and a couple of weapons are actually two-handed, I believe. I think double swords are definitely two-handed. So what I did there was I just kind of stood here and stopped. I know my stealth is pretty high for my level right now, so a lot of enemies are just not going to notice me. So instead of shit. Alright, well that's unfortunate. Okay, we threw a blowgun. We threw a needle over there to just poison that hobgoblin. Hopefully that kills him, but it's unlikely. Okay, 2 stacks of poison is probably going to kill him. Perfect. Okay, and then we had to just fight that, like just man fight that adder. Or ball python, sorry. Ball python can actually constrict, and it is faster than you, so you have to be very careful around one. This early in the game with 13 hit points, I'm not really too happy with, you know, dealing with a lot of enemies, and this is a very bad start. As you can see, there's really no corridors or places I can hide. I'm relying mostly on the power of my +2 dagger and also the poison needles to get me through D1. So as you can see here, what I'm doing is I'm using my stealth to split the pack. I'm making sure that guy is in line of sight of me at all times, and I kind of just wait while he's there, just wait for him to notice me. He'll walk towards me, and the other guy, the goblin, or hobgoblin, oh wait, that's a kobold down there. Sorry, the kobold will just notice me and then, you know, sorry, the kobold won't notice me, and whatever the hell I killed just then will notice me. Alright, let's get a glove, so that's an extra AC point. We got 4 AC and 14 evade, very good stats for the starting, the D1 at least. Not sure if I should pick up sling bolts right now, I don't think it's super necessary, but yeah, as you can see, I'm using the stealth, to make sure that I only have to fight one enemy at a time, pretty much all junctures, pretty good. This is what I kind of meant by abusing the rogue playstyle. The rogue playstyle in my stabber video. It's kind of the same idea. You abuse stealth in this way to just kind of make so that your fights are more advantageous. But you're not going to be a stabber. You just have the stealth to kind of, you know, get through the game. I think it's probably good for us to get strength as a kobold. I want to be wielding some pretty heavy-ish armor, not like super heavy, probably. I can go up to really heavy armor, it doesn't really matter. But the dex doesn't really mean too much right now, and low strength is, yeah, it doesn't matter, but I just kind of want it. Let's stair pull here. I probably could have stair pulled one of them, but these guys are pretty straightforward to kill, so I'm not going to really worry about that. Picked up 2 stones. I guess I'll hold on to them. This will be effective for us to just kind of chuck stones at stuff. Hopefully, you know, catch his attention and just walk off a little bit. So here this worm is slower than us, but we can just kind of poison him to death. Pretty sad because one of my needles already mulched, but that's kind of what you get for using them more than once. Alright, so that's a null with a club. Ideally, I don't want to fight him in melee. I am semi-range, so I want to kind of wait for him to be at full screen, then shoot my blowgun at him. a couple of times. There he is. Okay, so this is what I mean by like the blowgun being a little bit less effective than it used to be. In previous iterations, that blowgun would have probably killed him in 2 needles. I had to throw like 4 or 5 at him. And I missed like a whole bunch of times. It's very unfortunate, but you know, what can you do? It's just how the game's being developed. We can probably stab this guy. I kind of want to get in melee with the dart slug because I don't want him to pelt me at range. It's another adder. I want to use the blowgun on anything kind of dangerous, like said adder. Unfortunately, it means that I run the risk of losing my blowgun needles, which I probably will need eventually, but you know, it's fine. So as you can see, the blowgun abuse is rampant in this game. This used to be basically the core playstyle of anyone the second they found a blowgun. It's a lot less usable now, I guess, because you have to invest into throwing to make it anywhere near as good. But it's still not horrible at the same time. Oh, okay, that's a halberd null. I will blow a career needle on him, risking the death. Okay, there we go, perfect. So 1 career needle took out the halberd null. Very effective tool for killing stuff. I'm surprised it hit though, to be honest. I'm honestly quite surprised that it hit. So again, strategy is just walk up, kind of stand there, wait for it to come to me. Maybe throw a stone. Okay, we just killed it straight away. Whatever. Pretty straightforward, honestly, in terms of stealth, how to use it. I really don't want to waste the blowgun ammo, but god, that is just very unfortunate. We got backspawned right as we were taking the risk against the low speed enemy. And this bat's just kind of messing with us a little bit. He loves to play pranks on us. Alright, I don't know why I went down there, that was a bit of a lag. I thought I had already switched to the other staircase, but that's fine. So another one of our needles has mulched, or did we waste it up there? No, it's mulched. Damn. So we've already lost 2 needles. Okay, let's just back off here. I think instead of the robes, we might actually go for ringmail. It's a little bit stronger, and we don't have any spells that we care about. So 414, 712. So 414 was 18, 712 is 19, so we'll take the 712. The higher total tends to be the one that's a little bit better. Of course, you know, let's say Spear of Freezing, so I'm gonna go to the Career Needle, chuck both of them. Okay, that's unfortunate, that's a whole null pack. I need to run away from these guys. Just apply the poison when I can, then back off, great. I'll hold on to the Spear of Freezing, there's no real reason to, but I just kinda might need it, so I might as well. Okay, both our Career Needles mulched. Oh wait, one of them did. That's very unfortunate for us. Okay. Just gonna use these poison needles to take care of these nulls. I use the career needles on the spear guys specifically because I need to make it so that they don't get within 1 tile of me, because they can hit for quite a lot and they will be very painful. Where's that career needle? There it is. Okay. We should technically be exploring with the blowgun out. What is that? That's a dagger of speed. Okay. Now, the Dagger of Speed is not incredibly good, I think. Speed decreases the amount of damage that I deal at the and in return I get to deal more damage over time. Sorry, not more damage at the time, but I get to swing more frequently. So with this Dagger Speed I swing at 0.5, with this regular dagger I swing at 0.7 or 8. But this Dagger of Venom completely outclasses both of them. Venom is absolutely broken on a short sword, or any short blade really, because it just stacks so quickly. So this is my new brawling weapon. I'll be using this for a very long time. That's good. Oh, we picked up a stack of poison needles. That's incredible for us. That quadruples our effectiveness, because now we can just kite infinitely and we don't have to worry about it. So as you can see, the poison is really broken in the early game. It is incredible because you can just kind of poison something, walk away, poison something, walk away. The strategy is very effective. Okay. As you can see, I didn't even take a hit from that enchanted halberd null. If that was like a venom or, you know, flaming or something crazy like that, I'd be really scared. Alright, strength being leveled up, pretty straightforward. Same reasoning as before. There's a shield there. Now, one thing that is kind of sad about having a small race... Actually, we can just poison this guy and walk off. Having a shield is actually kind of meh on a kobold because you need 21 skill to remove the penalty rather than the original 15. I also have no scrolls that I have duplicates of, so I'm not willing to really read them. I don't want to waste any that unnecessary ones right now. I can kind of afford to get away with it because my character is insanely strong at this stage. With two ways of dealing poison and pretty good weapon and 2 auxiliary armors, I'm really rolling in the dough for now. Now, what I could do is I could put this amulet on and also put the shield on, and if one of them is cursed or both of them is cursed, I can use remove curse. I actually have no idea which one's remove curse though, so it's just going to be a massive waste. The benefit of getting a good amulet, maybe a regeneration or a +6 reflection at best, it's actually very tempting, but at the same time, I'm just kind of not warming up to the idea so much. Alright, so this is a pretty rough situation for us to be in. This ogre is high damage, and yep, he can just do that. Unfortunately, we've kind of been swept up into a zone. So we're just going to pillar dance for a while until we get enough health to kind of survive his attack. You can hit for up to 17 damage plus the ogre. I believe it's up to 35 damage. Okay, that's very unfortunate, but... okay, so we're at 4 HP, and the ogre is, has swung, so it's actually random energy. The random energy is working against it now. So what I can do is I can kite it around one more time, and then go up the staircase. Which I think I'll do, unless it decides to catch up to me right now. That'd be just so sad. We will drink a potion. Oh, that's just... Okay, that was very lucky. Okay. Probably should have just kept drinking. I drank a lignification thinking it was probably a curing of heal wounds. We need to go upstairs. So what happened there was I used the extra space, and then I realized going upstairs would cost extra turns, which would, in turn, possibly get me killed. So it's a bit unlucky there, but that's fine. So yeah, okay, let's go back and look at that situation again. So I was here. The ogre was here. The best spot I think would have been to go back upstairs, but I thought if I could land 2 poison needles on that guy, he'd probably be dead. But I just didn't get 2. It's a bit unfortunate. But once I was in that position, I think the best thing for me to do was probably just quaff a potion immediately, rather than... No, actually, I wish I had enough stuff to ID my friggin' scrolls, but they're not really coming about right now. Let's actually take a moment to think about that. Yeah, maybe I should have done the scroll roulette a bit earlier. There we go. See, a regeneration potion would be amazing there. Dagger of Electrocution. Holy balls! Why? Why are you giving me so much stuff today, dude? Come on, game. The Dagger of Electrocution is even better than the Dagger of Venom in terms of brawling purposes. So we'll be using this for the entirety of the game, basically, unless we find something better. No, sorry, not for the entirety of the game, but at least for this video, the Electrocution Dagger is the only one we're really considering. The reason why I wouldn't really worry about the Venom is because I can use the blowgun for the same reason the Venom, for the same purpose as the Venom, basically. So I can just, if I need to use the Venom, I will, but I can just use electricity otherwise. This is a bit unfortunate here. Let's throw a throwing net. He can still smite me through the throwing net. That's very sad. Okay. Damn. That was a bit unfortunate. But yeah, see, against enemies like this, Phantom, Electrocution is going to work, but Venom isn't. As you can see, it spikes really quickly. Venom and Electrocution are both brands that synergize very well with fast-moving weapons. Venom because you get a stack Venom, and Electrocution because it's flat damage rather than based on your weapon base. That's a Halberd of Distortion on one of those knolls. I'm going to explore down to the down right first. and we'll see if we can take on that halberd if he wakes up. But ideally he doesn't wake up, so we'll actually just X out this whole area so that we don't accidentally explore into it. If we do notice that he wakes up though, we will probably have to just engage him with some combination of, throwing net or blowgun. Just as long as we can get him, we don't want to get touched by him at all. Like pretty much, if he touches us, it's a potential game over immediately. So kind of annoying how distortion works in this game for that reason. But yeah, like I said, it's how the game's made. All right, +1 extra AC, I'll take it. Okay, got the electrocution dagger. Sorry, the identify scroll. That gives us access to curing. That's really good. Still exploring. Okay, there's an orc there with the orc priest behind him. Rather than engaging there, I walk off into the corridor. Now I don't have to fight the orc while I'm fighting the orc priest as well. Just really basic stabbing stuff that I didn't get to talk so much about in the crawl video, in the stabber video, mostly because, there's not enough time. I think even the abridged version was 30 minutes long, so if I went into the details, the nitty gritty, it would have just taken so much longer to make in general. So, I just kind of avoided that. Alright, I accidentally read a tele scroll. We'll pull the blowgun out. Yep, unfortunately we teleported right in the area with the with the distortion halberd, so we need to kind of be quiet, not make too much noise here. Okay, we'll hold the blowgun out, knowing that the distortion halberd boy can just come and mess with us. We can't really do much about it. Okay, so there's the halberd. There he is. Shit. Okay, we don't have an option for this. We just have to kind of pray that he dies before before it reaches us. There we go. That was perfect. All right, we're out of poison, blowgun, needles, whatever. That's fine now. The fight's like already over. It's good. I mean, we're on D4. Technically, we can fight null packs, but I don't think it's worth, risking it right now. All right, let's go and read another duplicate scroll. That gives us access to the enchant weapon. I get 2 to get +4 on my dagger, which is really good. Adds extra damage, adds extra accuracy, very powerful. Generally, I think that like getting this dagger to +9 would not be a mistake if I had the enchant weapon. It's a very good weapon for the majority of the game, so long as I stay in this like stabby kind of style, which I won't be, but we can dream. All right, that's Grinder. We got to get away from him. Okay, so the reason why I don't want to fight this orc, and I'll go upstairs first, is because Grinder has beam targeted paralysis. So if I pull upstairs, he can't paralyze me. Pretty basic. It's not actually smite targeted, which is pretty cool. Alright, so this Dagger of Venom is great against this Sky Beast because Sky Beasts are immune to electricity, but I stabbed him so it didn't matter. This is what I kind of mean by having that rogue style where you just sort of have stealth and sometimes you get good stabs, but sometimes you don't. Alright, let's look at which god we want to pick. Which god do we want to pick? I have not done a Hep game in a while. Having said that, I already have a -20 on my HP. I'm not really a fan of you red. Really? Like, I'm actually not really a fan of you red. Kiku seems okay. But I haven't played Wujan on this channel. But he doesn't count as a god, you know what I mean? I don't want to have this stuff be not relevant to 0.20, which is the version that this is supposed to be in. So I think what I'll do is I'll pick Hep this time around, but next game I'll play Wujan or something like that. So Hep is a pretty interesting god. He takes 10% of your HP. He used to not do that, which made him a lot better, but now he's kind of more fair. And in return, you get a permanent summon, an ancestor, if you will. It's a humanoid construct of insubstantial memory floating through the air, perhaps somewhat changed in shape and bearing a few discernible features. Still, it somehow seems to resemble a warrior from the distant past. Basically, he's your great uncle, your great aunt, the one that watches over you. And the thing is, you can actually branch this character, this ally with you. So you can branch this character into certain like subgroups. the Hexer, the Warrior, and the Battle Mage later on as you level up, and you also get a couple of extra abilities to power them up. And this Ancestor basically stays with you permanently. If it dies, it comes back in like 50 or 60 turns. It's very useful for a couple of things, even in this state, where it kind of doesn't have too much of an identity, it doesn't really do much. You can also name it. I don't really know. Well, you know what? We'll just call we'll just call Demise. We'll just like put us in the channel. So Salt City and Demise are two separate people. Like you gotta remember, guys. The persona for this character for the Salt City is actually Andrew's playing this one, not Demise. So I don't know why I'm exploring this place, but it just looks kind of cool. These tiles are rarely used. They're only in like one depth vault. But yeah, the Ancestor is really good here. I'll show you some tricks with it now. So for example, if you're fighting an enemy, say this is a more scary enemy, I can actually pull away and run away. Like obviously this thing can kill those garbage enemies, but if that was a strong enemy, I could instantly make a swap with my character and get away free. So it's basically like having a permanent summon and a permanent space away from any enemy you want. So long as it's not, ranged or has AoE, you're pretty much safe against 10 speed enemies. Which justifies the minus 10% hit you get in terms of EXP, in terms of HP. All right, so out of all these scrolls that I have right now in the thing, I think the teleports are insane and the sphere scrolls are insane. There's a reason why they're yellow. They're very powerful consumables. They're probably premiums if you were looking at the video about survival. So I want to pick those up for sure. The identifiers also give me access to potentially other good items, and they also tell me they give me more consistency in doing my consumable usage, so it gives me more options. I'm actually going to identify the one flame right now. Seems like a pretty weird line, but I'll do that. And I'll ID one potion. Now the reason why I want to do the flame wand is because the flame wand gives me access to essentially a ranged spell, which is what this character kind of... let me... God damn it. VC. I just like to have it on that. Oh. See, this is where the Ancestor kind of comes in handy. I can kind of tell him to fight stuff. He's going to go ahead and fight stuff. And I can just kind of... Oh, what the hell? Hello. What's all these guys? What are all these guys doing here? What the heck? Alright, let's just pull away. There's no reason to fight all these all this pack mob dudes at the same time. I can just kind of pull them off one by one. So they see the Ancestor just kind of comes back. But what I did there was I split the pack by both using stealth and then on the downstairs I used the pack, Demise, our friendly neighborhood hero, to split the pack downstairs. But once I was upstairs, I used stealth to just kind of walk away from stuff. Okay, similarly, the grinder can be kind of dealt with because at this stage now, because we have not only a great weapon and great everything to deal with him, but our Ancestor also kind of fights while we're paralyzed as well, and occasionally distracts the enemy. Very useful. Again, 10% HP is a pretty hefty price, honestly. It means that compared to a regular human, we are sitting at minus 30% hit points. So we have 30% less hit points for every time we level up fighting stuff. We get less stuff, basically. Artifact, Swamp Dragon Scales, and Fine Cloak. Both of these are going to go on the shopping list. You can access that by using the $ after selecting a target in the shop. The reason why I want to hold on to these, the cloak is obvious. Cloaks are awesome, especially artifact ones. And the Swamp Dragon Scales, the reason why I want to have a look at that, I have interest in that, is because Swamp Dragon armor is probably close to what we're going to be using for the rest of the game. Maybe. I'm also going to put some of these potions in the shopping list. It's very nice for you to do that a bit early on, because now I can just access the shopping list with $, and I can look at all the stuff that I might want. It just kind of groups all the stuff that you could buy in a very nice, easy to find place. Also, it provides you with notifications every time you have enough gold to hit a certain thing. So it's a cool thing to have. Also, just chuck the scarf and the helmet on. The scarf is a little bit less. Okay, let's see what this guy is. A Null Abyssal Knight of Lugonu, so he should be pretty strong for his level because he's a Null. Oh wait, no, this is 0.20 Null. Never mind, he sucks. 0.21 Null, sorry. Okay, he's gonna rip a new one into me, isn't he? Let's just disintegrate him from all over here. So as you can see, like, the Ancestor is really powerful because it just provides you with so much space. And I can just kind of stand here. Let's just throw a flame at him. There we go. As you can see, I can just kind of like do my range thing while the Ancestor is just kind of standing there and being a tank. You can abuse that pretty heavily. I think throwing at 6 is really good enough. We don't really need to go that much further. The blowgun's kind of outlived its prime time. Even though it's only D5, it's still not amazing anymore. Sorry, I misspoke. I have enough power in the blowgun now that I don't have to worry about training it anymore. It's already effective as I need it to be. Oh, cool! I randomly read one and it's scroll recharging. Disintegration at this point is just it's a very good wand at this stage in the game. So I got confused. It's probably not worth it for me to cure out of this. Because just the enemies weren't that strong. If there were actually really strong enemies on the screen, I'd definitely cure out instantly. Like that. Jesus Christ. Okay. I'm gonna pull up like this. I know that looks weird, but I wanted to actually pull him upstairs, away from like Prince Ribbon and all that crap. Again, as you can see, that move, that diagonal down move here, makes it so this Ancestor is in direct combat with it, distracting the enemy and giving me a free space. The fact that it kills the Ice Beast is just icing on the cake. It really is. Alright, so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to move diagonally up. Okay, that was a little bit unfortunate, but that's fine. Okay, let's shoot. Man, okay, that's fine. I'm pretty sure you can't aggro my Ancestor. That's good. I just don't want to get like randomly insta-killed by Prince Ribbit. We have 50 hit points, it won't happen, but yeah, you should be careful. He does do quite a bit of damage. Alright, he's just pissed off somewhere into the void. Where he at? He's gone. Dagger of Protection. It's not as good as the Dagger of Electrocution, obviously. Like I said, Electrocution Dagger, top tier. Protection is not amazing. Oh, I have Confusion Needles now, what the hell? I like how they just like automatically equip themselves. I'm actually gonna chuck maybe just one at that orc warrior. If he drowns, that'd be great. He didn't drown. Damn. If he confuses himself and he accidentally walks into the water, he'll just instantly die. Saves me the trouble of having to kill him by conventional means. Here's Prince Ribbit again. Here's Orc Warrior. Thanks to our beautiful dagger, we can just shred through it pretty easily. Alright, great. There's no priest, that's fine. Is it distortion? No, it's just slicing, whatever, no one cares. We still do take a lot of damage. Again, we're at minus 10% HP, you gotta remember that. So we are still a bit scared, but overall it's fine. Dagger Flaming, very weak. Again, brands such as Flaming and Ice are kind of garbage on daggers because those are based on percentages of your weapon damage, so they're not that good. Immolation Scroll is not an amazing pickup for us. We're gonna drop it just in case we accidentally decide to, read it for some reason. It's a bad idea to have Immolation Scrolls on us. Oh, it's not a bad idea, but it's just usually a waste of scrolls at this stage in the game. I'd rather just have an actual item slot. Immolation can be useful, but the chances of it blowing up in your face is a lot higher than chances of it actually going off well. There's actually an upstairs, we missed it. Oh, it's a Zom Alpha. Well, nice. Switch that stupid dagger again, the Venom one. You can just stack Venom on the Sky Beast and then walk off. This buckler is going to be pretty good for us. I'm actually going to probably train it soon. It does cost a little bit more than usual, 5.6 instead of 4.0 to get rid of the penalty versus shield. You can see it on the screen. But it's still worth it, kind of, compared to this glowing shield. I still don't have Remove Curse up, so I'm a bit worried about it. But we'll put the buckler on, and we'll stop training stealth. I think 10's good enough, and we'll train some shield instead. Actually, the dagger can also go off. Which makes me wonder what we can actually put in return. I guess we can just keep training stealth. It doesn't really hurt us to train stealth. We could also train invocations, but I don't think it's that amazing right now. Heps, invos aren't incredible. So, whatever. Alright, so that rune door over there that we just explored past is Crazy Youth. At this stage in the game, he's really weak, so we can just kill him with disintegration. If he drops a branded cloak, he drops a branded cloak, and we can just get it for free, basically. There's a centaur. I'm gonna turn the corner, wait for him to come. Side benefit of having our Ancestor there is that he also soaks up a couple of arrows as well, so we don't have to take an extra shot. Spirit Freezing, it's fine, we'll just Poison Needle these guys. Okay, I don't know why I keep Confusion Needling accidentally, but that's fine. It's all good. Spirit Freezing, da-da-da. Identify will go on the Wand. The Wands are really good to use in the early game, and having them identified means that we don't waste charges whenever we use them, so we really want to ID them all. Gives us the most bang for our buck in terms of one ID scroll for one item. Oh god. A touch of a misplay there, but that's fine. Alright, our Ancestor died. He'll come back later. We'll just kind of wait until he comes back. You really never want to fight without your Ancestor. Like, there's no reason to. It comes back. It's free. You just rest up and then it comes back automatically. Okay, let's just back around the corner. I am taking a couple of extra steps to make it so that Demise is the one that's in the regular position for corner turning. It's a bit weird. I keep thinking I'm the Ancestor, so I keep playing myself. Alright, shields at 1, that's fine. Pull away. Paralysis Needles, that's okay. That's a fine rapier there. That has the potential to be a lot better than what I have, but I'm not like super excited about it yet because artifacts can just be a complete shit show. That is a electricity rapier, which is actually better than what we have because it's just heavier. It isn't +4, yes, but it's just a rapier. It's good. I guess we'll use it. Does a little bit more damage, has a little bit more heft to it. Pretty effective, I guess. Daggers you'll find are a little bit, jeez, my eyes just like exploded there. I went from like this dark area to this insanely bright one. Yeah, but the rapier has a lot more heft to it, so it's a little bit more effective when beating up stuff that's, not RLX. Just in general even. It's just good. And we have a lot of stuff, but we don't have any ID. I wish I had more ID. Classic dungeon crawl. Sometimes you have ID, sometimes you don't. Ring of Ice. That's good to keep for an ice cave or something. If you need the cold resistance right now. Obviously horrible for regular play since you need RF. It gives you 1 pip of RF minus, but still it's good. It's good to hold on to until you get a protection from cold out of it. Alright. This elect rapier is actually, oh, look at that 6 stab. See what I mean? What a nice thing to get. Just a free stab out of nowhere. Kill a free double-headed ogre, no need to risk death. Whoa. Okay, we just have to charge the centaur down. There's no places to run to that give me a little bit more help. I'm gonna tell this guy to shout and fight. Wait. Bleh. I don't know what I was just saying. I told him to attack because I was confused, couldn't do anything. But Demise is pretty good, killing stuff. He knows what's up. Alright, this ogre I can probably take at this point. I'll stand here. I'll move diagonally up. Just to give my Ancestor a little bit more time to do stuff. Alright, that is a electric eel. My first instinct is to kill that first. Doesn't matter what everything else is doing. Just kill the electric eels first, because they'll just make my life a pain in the ass. I don't really want to deal with that. Also, a nice benefit of using the flame wand in this situation is that because it passes over so many tiles of water, it's creating a lot of steam, which blocks vision of other enemies. None of these enemies are actually difficult, so I'm just kind of running through them a little bit. I know there's an electric eel downstairs. It's a bit scary, but that's fine. Just kill them with the flame. Flame is very effective against eel. One of the best tools to deal with them. It's cheap, it's reliable. Fortunately, we ran out of it, but whatever, it's fine. We can just rush the rest down. This is a really annoying vault. A lot of water. Water stops my combat, slows me down, makes me inaccurate. And there's a lot of electric eels in there, so god. Gross. 62 hit points before low. We're still struggling. Oh wait, we have RLX because of the rapier. That's cool. Not really something you expect to have at this stage in the game anyway, so it's fine. You may now remember your Ancestor's life. So I can get Knight, Battle Mage, or Hexer. So the Knight is just like tank. It's pretty strong, it's not bad. Battle Mage gives you access to a larger tank guy with Conjuration. It's pretty good. I think it's actually really fun to use. The Hexer is considered pretty much the best one because of its ability to AoE hex stuff and also have anti-magic on its weapon. Having said that, I think I'm gonna go with Battle Mage just because it's a little bit more fun. Actually, wait, what was the last time we did this? I think I did Hexer. So what I'll do is I'll do Knight this time. I think it's just, for interest's sake. I don't really care that much. So Demise gets a flail and a shield. It actually does pretty good damage now, and is quite tanky compared to the other two Ancestors. I don't think he has any abilities though, which is kind of lackluster. He does get some cool items, but that's about it really. That's fine. Like I said, Hep isn't really necessary to win. I just kind of want to have him to have a friend in the dungeon. All right, let's pick up this flame wand here. You can see it was pretty good before, so I just hold on to it for now. By the time I get to Lair, I really can just drop it. It's not that good, but for now, it's still kind of useful. All right, so as you can see, Demise over there, it's just like he's basically me now. He can just fight stuff by himself. That's the power of the fighter ancestor. It's pretty cool to have one. I've actually done the Hexer and the Battle Mage on the channel, I think already. So I'm just kind of doing a third one. Bit of an experiment. I actually think Hep is a really fun god. I just don't really see him that much. That's Arilka. She has the ability to do stuff like banish and all that garbage. I'm not gonna bother fighting her. If she comes to us, we'll do something about her. But right now, who cares? We don't have to deal with her. See, I can just move away here. I don't have to like really engage that ogre. I can just kind of walk off. Just really not pay attention to where he's going. Alright, Iguana. There you go. Alright, we can head to Lair now. I like to do D10 till Lair. Before I do Lair. Just gives me a little bit more of an advantage here. Okay, here's a double-headed ogre. There's no real reason to fight him while he's, still healthy. So we'll just chuck a couple of things at him. Let the fighter get him a little bit. Throw another disintegration here and there, and then finish him off by ourselves. Just a nice way to guarantee that we don't lose the fight randomly to massive spike damage, because that's what double-headed ogres are really good at. This video is about 42 minutes long, so I'll probably just end the video here, but, -6 dex, Jesus Christ. Alright, we'll try this other dex ring on. +4, okay. Doesn't really do much. We will remove Curse It. -5 dex is pretty scary. Not really, but, we like to dream. We'll hold on to the dex ring until we find something with corrosion damage, and then we'll just switch to the corrosion resist ring. Corrosion resist is a great hot swap item. Not that amazing for just holding on to. It's rare that you just get corroded out of nowhere. Jesus Christ. Okay. That was a spiny toad, lol. 2 hits and I was just like, unlucky. Okay, there. Getting a free stab on them is very nice though. Alright, looks like we should probably just drop some stuff at our stash, quote unquote. I guess we can drop the stupid rocks. Nah, we'll keep them. Drop the flame wand, read the scroll of vulnerability. We don't really want that. Drop an extra book, I guess. Don't really want to enchant anything right now. The enchant weapon scroll. I'll just drop it. I don't have enough ID. I wish I had more ID. If I had more ID, it'd be great. But yeah, you know what? That's enough for today. I'm just gonna end the video here. Thank you guys very much for watching. Stay tuned for more, and I will tell you guys more about what my plans are later on in the series. Until then.